Good morning, flosstube. It is Mel from Mel of Hope Stitches, and thanks for joining me on my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and spending a little time with me. Hopefully you'll find something here that gives you some joy, maybe enables you a little bit, and maybe you have some words of advice for me. So that would be best of all. Today is Friday, December 22nd, 2023. In full disclosure, I have no idea when this is actually going to get uploaded because it's a busy few days coming up, but I really wanted to get this filmed. Believe it or not, I've been trying to get filmed for like a month and it's just been crazy. Life has been very busy and I've been very tired between just life in general. And for those of you that are new to my channel, I live in Arizona. I am an educator in Arizona. Education, the month of December before our break, say no more. It is busy. And we did a lot of fun events at campus this month and did a lot to just give back to our community. So that's where my time went when I wasn't with family. Stitching, I stitched a bit, but allergies in Arizona this time of year are a little crazy because it heats up, then it gets cool, then it heats up and it gets cool. And my eyes are the first thing to go at night when my allergies really flare up. So I'm just doing the best I can. I have not been here since September. So you're going to see a lot of Christmas stuff, but you will see some fall and Halloween as well. So let's get right to it. So first of all, I'm going to apologize also. So I'm apologizing for a couple reasons. One, I haven't met my goal yet of being consistent on when I film. That I'm going to work on in 2024. But I also want to make sure I have enough content. That's important to me. So we'll see what happens. I'll do that at the best I can. The other is that some of the things that I've been working on, I gifted already. So I'm going to hope to have pictures up here throughout. However, if not, you can just imagine that the beautiful finish is here. And if you go and follow me on Instagram at Mel of Hope Stitches, a lot of my finishes do find their way there before they find their way here. So without further ado, let me chat a little bit about ornaments. So some ornaments I gifted this year were some of the cookie cutter ornaments from the It's So Emma book. If you have not order this book or use this book and you enjoy ornaments and gifting ornaments to folks, I highly suggest you get it. It is fantastic. We had some things going on with a loved one being in the hospital over the past couple months. So this was my go-to bring it to the hospital because it's easy to stitch on and I would get them stitched up. I used some called for, and if I didn't have the DMC, I used whatever I had in my bag that was a Christmassy color. Stayed with the theme. So if it was a red, it's a red. If it's a green, it's a green. Obviously, if it's gingerbread colored, it's gingerbread colored. My teal wasn't exactly what I would like, but it is what it is. But these stitched up really, really nicely. I'm going to do more of them. And way back when I had gotten the book, I also took the time, probably in the summer, to buy some of the tart pins. If you have not bought these tart pans and you're looking for something quick and easy and fun to work with, you get, I think, 6 or 8 of them for like $10. It's a good deal. They're awesome. Right now, they don't have them in stock on Fat Quarter Shop. You've got to hit that notify me button. But when you buy them at Fat Quarter, also buy these circles that go with it. They're the set of 6 2.64 sticky circles. They have a couple different sizes of sticky circles now. They're worth it. Do it, do it, do it. If you're going to get this, get this. When I stitched these up, I followed Helen D's tutorial for how to put them in the tart pan. And she uses some batting, a couple layers of batting in there, and then she does a stitch around and tightens it all so it's a nice gathered round circle, and then does some of the lacing. So that is what I did. And they came out phenomenal. I used Rick Rack and Lady Dot Create on some of them. Well, I think they came out phenomenal. That's just my opinion. I enjoy them. They could have been better, and I did make a rookie mistake. So I'm going to share my mistake in hopes that you don't do the same thing, and maybe your eye is better than mine. I did mine on 14 count lamb's wool Ada. Fantastic. Loved the color, no problem there. My problem was I used a big piece, and I just eyeballed. Okay, I've got a circle up here. Let me leave about this much space, and I'll do another one here, and then I'll do another one over here, which was fine, except I didn't leave as much space as I should have. I left probably 2 inches between a circle, which meant 1.5 inches, which by the time you go to cut them out and go put them on the batting and the sticky board, I had very little fabric to lace with. It worked. It's okay. But I could have used a tiny bit more. So next time I do this, I will do one of two things. I will either grate I'll either measure and grate my fabric so I stay within a squared block, or I will cut it all down and get it ready, and I'll do each piece individually. The nice thing with having the big piece is that I could be within my nerd hoop and just keep going. So grading it may work out better for me in the future, but it's just something I'm learning as I go, right? That's what we all do. Another wonderful ornament that I had a real fun time doing was Ring-a-Ding Santa from Satsuma Street. And if you are looking to get into beading and sequining and you're nervous about it, or if you've never used perforated paper before, pick up a Jody Rice pattern. They're phenomenal. I think I paid $17 for mine. It had everything in there and more. I've used some beads on some other things now because there's more than you need in there. They stitch up quick. Oh my gosh, her color combinations are so fun. And she has a great YouTube video about how to finish the ornaments. So I highly recommend it and think you'll have fun. So that one I gifted already. The one I do have here that I did was Puppy Present. So this is Puppy Present. Isn't he just darling? So Puppy Present is also done on the perforated paper, and you can see that paper here. And I used all the called for except in the puppy itself. So if you look at my pattern, the puppy calls for a blue puppy, which would be super precious. However, I'm making this as a gift for my daughter, and we have a little white and brown chihuahua named Coconut. So this one needed to be like Coconut, and Coconut's tongue sticks out. So I made a little tongue sticking out there. And I literally followed her tutorial for how to finish this. It is felt that I got at, I think it was it Joann's? It's not Michael's. It was either Joann's or Hobby Lobby, but I'm pretty sure it was Joann's. And it is felt that has adhesive on one side. So basically you turn this over, trace the outside of it, cut it, put your adhesive on, and bam, there you go. Of course, I did put a piece of ribbon in there as well. In the ribbon, I either used a glue dot, a dab of glue, not a glue dot, oh my gosh, I can't speak today. A dot of glue, or I also have this double-sided tape that I may have used. One of the two. Anyway, it worked. So that's super cute. I'm in love with that. And I can't wait to make some more of hers. I want to get, there's a female like Lolly Holly or Lolly Jolly or something, a little one that I want to do. And I know that Helen D and some others have been stitching these on Ada cloth or Lugana instead of perforated paper, and they're making them into stand-ups. And I thought, ooh, that might be kind of cute in the future, but that's not right now. That's in the future. Other ornaments that I did were Teresa Kogut's star ornaments. I don't have the charts right here with me, but I got them at StitchCon last June, and I made them into these little stars. So this is her Santa ornament, and I did this on a mystery piece of either 18 or 20 count. I did like colors from my stash, and then she has a tutorial that shows you how to finish these. So I followed that tutorial to make these, and then I added, I just glued on the chenille, and then to put my hanger, I basically sewed this button on with the hanger, and I went all the way through because, nope, I know what I did. I wanted to go all the way through because I wanted it to be super secure, so I didn't want that to show. So what I decided to do was to take two buttons, and when I sewed it, I hit the two buttons in my hand and I went all the way through all the fabric and the buttons, and that's what I got. So that was my Santa one. And then I have the Jesus is the Reason. And this was with a variegated floss. And I know that because I can say the way Reason is looking variegated. And I just did that same thing with the buttons. And then my last one, and the one that I had all the intent with when I bought these, was the Jolly Christmas Truck. And this one I made for my son. So it was a red truck in her pattern, but I changed it to blue because my son has a blue truck. And again, I just finished it that same way. The hilarity with this is these were stitched back in August. They were early. Everything else for the Christmas season was super late, but that's okay. The hilarity was that about 2 weeks ago, my son came in and he's like, what is the deal with all the red trucks with the trees in them for Christmas? And that's such a big deal this year. And I just had to chuckle because I'm like, yeah, you're getting a blue truck, but I didn't say that to him. But I love the way these came out. So I have the black, well, they're on black Ada in her sample is the Jingle Bells. I have those ones to do. I have not stitched them yet because, to be honest, I love the way these came out, but it is pretty small. I mean, it fits in the palm of my hand, and it was a pain. It was a pain to turn out the star when I stitched it, and the pain was my fault. When Teresa did these, she did them on a bigger fabric. I think she may have been on like a 14 count or a 28, something like that. I was like, oh, I have this, it'll be cute, it'll be a little smaller, I want it to be dainty. Okay, it is smaller, it is dainty, but that's what made, I think what made it a pain. So when I make the next one, I'm going to use bigger, probably 14 count Ada cloth, and, or 28 count Lugana or something, I don't know. But I will then see, is it just the star that's tricky, or was it the size I chose? So I love them. They are a labor of love is what I will say. Another labor of love that I worked on since last February, you guys, almost a year, and probably the hardest stitching I've ever done, I'll just be honest, is a stitch I'm gifting to my husband, and it is called Live Long and Prosper. So if you are a Star Trek fan, you know what that means. And I got it from Purple Pansy on Etsy. So here is my full finish of this. The colors seem to be coming out pretty good. I did this on a 28 count Lugana in blue velvet from Color and Cotton. That was a little tricky to see on. So I think that led it to be one of my trickiest stitches. Also, a lot of this counting and making sure everything matched was a little tricky. The hand has lots of mistakes in it, but again, it's a labor of love. I did change the color of the words. I think they had it as like an orange, and it just wasn't jiving for me. So I did this nice red. Thought the red looked good with the blue. And in here, where you see my beads, where you see my beads, they're right on the Lugana cloth. In the pattern, this is all stitched a color, but the color is very similar to the Lugana. And that's why I chose this, because I was like, well, it makes it not quite a full coverage. And then in this one, it also has like white stitches that are where all these are, but I chose to put beads instead because I thought the beads would add a little fun to it. And then I just did it on a simple hoop, and I put some felt on the back, and I did a little like Love Mel 2023 on it. Simple finish. This bow is really janky. I get that. It's here for now. What I'm hoping to do up here is to find a really nice pin that is the beaming up symbol that they wear on Star Trek. I know it has another name, but I can't think of it. Because I thought if I find one of those, that would be really cool right here. So it's gifted with a twist because there's still something I need to finish on it. But I'm super excited to have this one done. And I hope my husband likes it. All right, so that was that full finish. Okay, my next full finish is an old finish, but it's finally fully finished. So in 2022, so not last year's StitchCon, the year before when I went, in my, I did the Smalls Exchange, that's what it is. When I did the Smalls Exchange, I was gifted a pattern. The pattern I was gifted was He's a Flake by Little House Needleworks, I believe is who it is. It's either Country Cottage or Little House. I'm pretty sure it's Little House. So I was gifted that one. And my friend and I were in our room, and she was going through all the things she bought at Keepsakes. And she had bought the same pattern, He's a Flake. And so we had three other folks, excuse me, at our table. And we all kind of got to know each other, and we're enjoying our time together. So we decided, because a couple of us already had the pattern, that we would do a sal together called the He's a Flake sal once we left StitchCon, and we would get on Zoom every once in a while and stitch together. So we did that, and we finished our little snowman dude, and then my snowman just sat in a box, and I was like, okay, it's like been a year, I need to finish it. And I knew what I wanted to do to finish it. I wanted to get one of those blocks that you can put the lights in, and I thought it would be fantastic. So then went on the hunt for where do I find this lovely block, because some had good reviews, some had bad reviews, some were crazily expensive, and I finally found the one I wanted at Hobby Lobby, and not on sale. It was $8. They had two left the day I was there, so I got one for me and a friend, and I said, it's not on sale, it's okay. Usually I'm a Hobby Lobby sale person only, but this was the exception. So this is my He's a Flake finish, and what I did was I did some batting with sticky board with another piece of sticky board. And then I just hot glued it to this glass. I literally put some, I should have probably gotten the battery operated, but I didn't. I got the plug-in lights for the back of it. And then I just tied this ribbon on to look like a bow, and it sits in my family room. And when I plug it in, it gets all lights behind it, and it just makes me happy. So this is my He's a Flake finish. I super love it. And so, like I said, and it was a mystery linen that I used from Be Stitch Me, I think. No, that wasn't. Wait a minute. I think I know what it is. Hold the phone. I think I still have the bag over here. Let me see. The fabric I used was Starry Night linen, 28 count. I bought it. It was in a little bag at Stitcher's Paradise. So that is what I used in that. And I just used pretty much call for colors or something close, whatever was in my stash. I did not go out and buy for that. So that was exciting to have that done. The last fully finished that I'm going to leave you with today is from October, you guys. It's an oldie, but I haven't been here since September, so bear with me, right? Back at the end of September, Liz Matthews and Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch took a trip to the Attic Needlework in Mesa. That's about an hour from my house. I don't go there often, but it's a beautiful place when I get to go. And I really wanted to go meet them. I'm like, this is gonna be fun. And Jean at the Attic decided to do a meet and greet. And I was just like, that is so cool that she's going to do that. So a friend and I went after work and we got to meet Liz and Elizabeth, and we fangirled a lot, or at least I fangirled a lot. And of course walked around the attic. And how do you not buy things when you're there? I'm not a big sampler gal, but I am, whoops. Sorry, I'm like, I guess I'm playing with my lighting. Not trying to, but just trying to make it a little brighter. Now I think I made it darker. It's rainy here today, and I guess that's what we're gonna stick with. It is what it is. We'll do the best we can. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, the Attic, they have great stuff. I'm not a huge sampler person. I like some samplers, but I don't do the replicas and all of that. But you can always find things you love there. And they had a great Liz Matthews pattern called Boo. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, that looks cute. I mean, doesn't this pattern look cute? How do you resist this, right? And so I decided to get the pattern. And so I went over to pick out fabric. And Liz actually helped me pick out my fabric because they did not have the called for fabric. And I'll stitch on Aida, I stitch on Lugana, I stitch on linen, but I don't go up in those huge counts. I'm usually like a 28 girl, but I got 32 count granite from Forbidden Fiber. It was a dream to stitch on, and I have lots left, which is great. And this is my finish of Boo. I did kit the whole thing up there, so it's all the called for colors. And it's a little hard to see, but this is purple, this fabric here. So I just did it on some sticky board with batting, and then I put the sticky board with this fabric, and then I didn't know what I wanted to finish it on. I knew I didn't want a pillow because I've got some other fall pillows. I really wanted something to put on an area, and I had these, I didn't paint it, you guys, you can see, I had these wooden pumpkins that I picked up at clearance at Target last year at the end of the season. So I decided to use one of those, and what I did was, this is pumpkin fabric. I decoupaged it on. So I cut it out, decoupaged it on, and then just put this on with a little piece of jute at the top. And I think it is absolutely precious. So I'm enjoying that finish. And it was just, I don't know, something different. And it's fun when the idea just strikes you and you're like, okay, I'm going with it. So that's kind of what I did there. So those are all my fully finishes for this time. I have a lot of whips, but I have a couple that I've been working on. So I'm going to share those because a lot of the work I've done has been either secretly working on Live Long and Prosper, or all of those ornaments that I got out. Oh, and I did also do, I'll try to stick a picture up here again of this one. I did from Cat on Creates, which is Erin from Steel City Stitchers. It's her little company. She had a packet of that you could buy of a house, and it said home on it, and you could get a pattern of a state and with a zip code with a heart, super cute. I did that for my brother and his wife. So I did stitch that up. That was a super quick stitch, super fun. I hope she releases all of the patterns for the states, because that would just be fun to have all the patterns. I was thinking, ooh, I could like stitch every state I visited or something like that and make a little dough bowl. I don't know, just thinking of different little things. But that would be a fun one. So I did stitch that as well. One that I worked on a little bit back in late October is I've been wanting to start this forever. I bought this at StitchCon 2022 and didn't start it, bought the fabric, bought everything for it, and then I kitted it up with like colors from my stash, but then did nothing with it. So finally I started This Is Halloween, which I still absolutely love. This is my messy color conversions, and this is all I've gotten done on it. So I have a long ways to go, but it started, so that's a good thing. It'll hopefully get some love this year at some point, or next fall, who knows, but I did work on that. And then the other night we were watching Rudolph, and I'm a sucker for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And sorry, I'm trying to get this lighting to work a little bit better. And so I'm a sucker for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and I purchased, started my collection of the Christmas Eve couriers last year. So I decided to bite the bullet, and I took out my Blitzen from Nora Corbett, because I think I have Blitzen and Prancer, hoping to get some more. And so I started that a couple nights ago. This is my progress so far. I started down here, and everything in the trees is done except for the beads. So I'll save the beads for last. Oh, but here comes my question in a minute. I absolutely am loving stitching on this. I'm doing it on a 28 count blue Lugana. I think it's from Zweigart. I'm not sure. But I'm totally loving stitching on it. It's just fun. And I started with the silk that you use in this one, which is, let me find the name of it. Is it Rainbow Silk? Water Lilies, the Karen Collection Water Lilies, number 204. What a dream that is to stitch with. So it's just fun watching Blitzen come to life. So I'm hoping to work on him a little bit more and purchase some more of the couriers with the bead packs. So that I have the collection and can keep working on it, because it's a lot of fun and I'm enjoying that. So that was the other one I worked on. Other things going on here. I did attend the Jingle Ball back in early December. I know a lot of folks have talked about that, so I won't get too elaborate. I did purchase some things, so I'll show those in another video, because a lot of them are getting gifted to me for the holidays. Totally enjoyed the Jingle Ball. I did not take any extra classes. I did the $10 general admission, which if you have not attended in the past and you're not sure what you want to do with, you know, the cost of things and everything, I highly recommend it. It's fantastic. You learn so much. You get to have fun with people. I did shopping on Friday night. I stitched a bit on Saturday. On Sunday, I did the meet and greets with the designers. I did the entertainment. I did speed dating, which was fun to meet some new people and get some more folks just to see what they're doing. And then I also did, of course, go into the stitching room. So that was super fun. One thing I forgot to ask you guys on my Nora Corbett. Okay, so I said I started in the corner, which I did. But this has a whole border of gold Krynic around it. I need to know some tips and tricks for stitching with Krynic, because it scares me. I know there's some out there. So if you have a good trick to help Krynic work for you and not against you and not bunch all up and get yucky, please share it in the comments below, because that's the one thing that I'm very apprehensive about. I'll make it work, but I'd love to know your tips and tricks, because I know they're there. So please share that. Okay, back to Jingle Ball. There was some great stuff. One thing I didn't realize, and I maybe would have done some things differently, is there were a couple patterns that I wanted that were exclusive to the folks that took the class, that paid the extra money to take the class. I thought they'd be available in the Jingle shop for anybody that attended the event. I was wrong. No big deal. I can wait a year for a pattern to come out. However, I probably would have taken that class if I had known that. So that's just something in my noggin for next year. But all is good there. I have done a lot of shopping over the past few months. So I'm going to share some of my haul, and then I'm going to bid you goodbye until I come back with my plans for next year. So the first piece of haul is actually a gift. So my very good friend, I went over to see her the other day, and she's like, I got this for you. So she had these beautiful cases that can just sit on your couch, and they've got pockets for your scissors and your goodies. They have a place to put pins, a place to put some floss. She had these made for us out of the beautiful Teresa Kogut fabric. That's all about stitching. So I'm so thankful for this and love it. And then I just have some random stuff. I can reach it without making it fall. Let's see how I do. All right, let's see. I did get to go to Stitcher's Paradise a couple months ago, and so, you know, had to get a few things there. So at Stitcher's Paradise, I picked up this really cute Christmas calories from Romina Petrucci. It says, Christmas calories don't count. I thought it was super cute. I also picked up a classic Christmas from Hands On Design. And I got a little, I love the little mystery pieces of linen. I mean, for $5, you get an 8x9 custom cut, and it is just perfect for, I think that's gonna be what Mary's gonna go on. I think the colors will be great. So I did pick up that there. I was at Goodwill one day, and I happened upon a Santa and some other pieces. They do those craft bundles at Goodwill. So I grabbed those. They were just a couple bucks. They're from the 90s. They'll be fantastic. Southern Stitching Company had a little sale. She had 50% off some Stitching with the Housewives patterns. So I grabbed a few of those because they're just ones I wanted. So I got Farm Fresh cranberries, because I just love that scene. I just think that would be cute. I'll probably make that into a pillow, or maybe something for my kitchen. I did not do the whole Calendar Crates monthly thing. Strawberry jam, because last year I made some bee things, and I do want to stitch some more bees, but I think I'll do some strawberry things for summer. And then I just thought Daisy May is super cute and different, so I picked up Daisy May, and I apologize if you've got glare, but I did not want to take these out. And Farm Fresh carrots, because I need some springy things, so I got those. And then the day I was at the attic to meet the meet and greet for Liz and Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, I was walking around and I saw this October house called Home for the Holidays, and I love it. And I love the way they used snowflakes to symbolize the snow. I also picked up just some 28 count white Lugana, just plain white Lugana that they had, because I thought this would be really pretty stitched on white. I haven't started it yet. I'm thinking this could be a nice, it might be my Christmas Day start. Maybe I'll do a Christmas Day start. I might get like 5 stitches in. But I just think it's so pretty. And I don't know, you guys, I might not do this top part here. I might just go and do this piece here. I don't even know if I'll do the whole, you know what I might do is I might do this border, but I might make this part here the border and just not do that top piece and keep it here. And wouldn't that make a precious pillow? That might be what I do. Or something I could hang and put on a door, like a door to a guest bedroom, a door to, I don't know. I might do that. I don't know, lots of things to think about. I'll start down here, so I won't have to make a decision about up there for a while. But I think that might be my Christmas Day start. I think I just convinced myself of that. So thank you for helping me with that. Another thing that I picked up, and I apologize, you're gonna have some crinkles because I ordered it from 123 Stitch. My son had gotten me a gift card to 123 Stitch, and I hadn't used it yet. And I'm like, okay, it's been there, I gotta do this. This is a pattern I have been wanting to stitch for a really long time. It is Woodland Wonders from Glendon Place, and it has a ton of beads and it has Krynic and everything in it. So I picked it up. I didn't say I'm starting it yet because I don't know. I know I have some fabric from Bestitch Me in my stash that will be fantastic for this. But it's just still sitting in the bag with all the stuff from all the stuff. It's just sitting in that bag. So that's a purchase I did. And then I also, like probably many of you out there, picked up the Quilted Witch cross stitch, and oh my gosh, this needle minder is huge. I'm like, I love it, but it's almost like too big. So I picked up that. So at some point I will work on the Stitchy Witch. And I thought these would even make some cute pillows, even on, like, do the whole scene. But those particular patterns, I was just thinking of some 10 or 12 count Aida, like a raw linen color, like would make some really cute just extras in a dope bowl. You could do them seasonally or whatever. So just a couple thoughts for that. And then I did get, this was a Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month. It's blue from September, and it is Celestine Aida, 16 count. I got this one in, and then somewhere I have a pink one, and I think the pink one might be October. And then I did cancel my club, and I canceled it because I have a lot of stash. I have a lot of fabric that I need to use, and I thought this is silly to keep buying more of what I have. I can use what I have, and then if there's a color I want, I can go out and get that color. So that's what I decided to do there. And then I did have another impulse purchase that I haven't started yet, but I was sitting in a hospital waiting room looking on Instagram, and what caught my eye was Homestead in Thread. She has a little Instagram, and she's doing embroidery of all different ornaments. And so she sells what's called stick and stitch embroidery. So I grabbed some of these. I think it was $10 or $12. But basically you put this on your fabric, and then you stitch. So you would do your fancy embroidery stitches all along this, and then you soak it, and this dissolves. So you stick it, you like iron it on, but then this will dissolve later when you put it in water, and then you're just left with your stitches. So I got those, and she sent me this precious little gift too. Look at these, aren't these just precious? So I am going to this will be a January project. I'm going to do these. I know it won't be difficult. It's just another time in learning something different. So that's something else I'm going to work on. But that's everything I have today. I know there's other purchases. I know that there's other things I probably should and could show, but this is all of what's coming to my mind today. Thank you for sticking with me. If you stuck it through this long, please like and subscribe the video, share it with a friend. If you have any tips and tricks for Krynic, I would truly appreciate that, because I am going to need that, or any other tips and tricks you might have that would help with what I'm working on. I'd appreciate it. I am going to make some plans for the new year, as well as the 12 by 12, the 12 by 12 New Year's Day piece, or New Year's Eve piece, and then some plans for going into the new year. I would like to work on some for both of that. I know off the top of my head, part of that is getting ornaments stitched, and part of that is getting my whips down. I'll continue to work on that. I hope that you guys all have a wonderful and are having a wonderful, restful holiday season. There's beautiful holidays out there that we all celebrate, depending on our belief. And I hope that you all have some peace and tranquility in your homes and enjoy your friends and family. I will see you soon. Thanks again. Have a great one. And remember, keep stitching.